Rose-cut diamonds are very interesting stones that are originally antique cut diamonds that have made their way to modern times. Here are 5 things you should know about rose-cut diamonds. Rose-cut diamonds are actually one of the original antique cuts of diamonds, and they were invented around the 1600s. Before that, diamond polishing was of course very crude. In fact, diamond cutting at all wasn't really invented until the 1300s and 1400s because of course there was just no technology to cut or polish diamonds, and they are one of the hardest materials on earth. Before the 1300s and 1400s, it was also considered bad luck to even cut or polish a diamond because they were so rare and valuable, and people really thought of them as being good luck. So before the 1600s, all we really saw was the use of diamond dust to really just polish the surface of the original shape of how the diamond was found in the ground, which generally looks like 2 pyramids stacked together back to back. And then in the 1600s with rose-cut diamonds, we were seeing the rose-cut diamond have a flat bottom, and then again that diamond dust is being used to polish multiple surfaces on the top of the diamond, which was given a kind of dome-like shape. These were the first rose-cut diamonds. These rose-cut diamonds were of course a massive improvement from those kind of single point diamonds we were seeing before, but again it was wearing away a lot of the diamond, so a lot of the stone was being wasted with that flat cut bottom, and the diamond still just had a very dark and not very sparkly appearance. It was still very flat looking because again all we're really getting is a kind of polished surface. We aren't really getting any true cuts or facets into the diamond. You also have to remember that this is all being done by hand, so it's a very difficult, time-consuming, and laborious process. To learn more about other antique cut stones, including old euro and old mine cut diamonds, be sure to watch our video on antique cut diamonds. One of the most interesting things about rose-cut diamonds is that they have made their way into the modern era. And of course, now they have the giant benefit of the Industrial Revolution and modern technology. And so, of course, they've come a long way. The facets are very crisp and sharp, and we're getting a much more modern look to that rose-cut diamond. However, even though technology is allowing us to get a lot more light reflection into this cut, and therefore a lot more kind of brilliance and just a lighter look overall, the rose-cut diamond is never going to be nearly as sparkly as most other cuts of stones. So what you're gaining in kind of very charming antique style, originality, and very kind of unique look to a piece of jewelry, you are going to lose that classic benefit of having a diamond in a piece of jewelry, which is that fire, that scintillation, and that overall megawatt sparkle. The rose-cut diamond is always going to lack that light reflection because of course it has that flat bottom, so it's not being able to bounce the ray of light around the stone and reflect it back to your eye in the same way. It also has those very large triangular shaped facets across the top, the dome of the diamond, and while these are going to give you a different look, it's going to give you very large flashes of light when you look at it and when you kind of rotate the stone under a source of light. So unlike the modern round brilliant cut diamond, for example, which was created in the 1950s and absolutely built to maximize the sparkle of a diamond, it has exactly 57 facets, and it has those perfect proportions that have been created to bounce light around the stone, reflect it back to your light, and really give you that perfect brilliance, scintillation, fire, sparkle, everything that we love a diamond for. Now, one of the major benefits of a rose-cut diamond is that because of its flat shape, it tends to look a lot bigger, aka heavier, than it actually is. Now, most diamonds, regardless of what shape they're cut into, have an upside-down triangle shape on the bottom, which is called the pavilion of the stone. And of course, this is where most gemstones carry most of their weight. Now with a rose-cut diamond, because you don't have that shape, of course the stone is going to be a lot lighter and therefore a lot less expensive. This also means that it's going to carry all of its weight where you can actually see it, which of course gives you a lot more bang for your buck. So because of that flatter shape, you are looking at stones that are probably going to be a lot lighter, a lot lower in carats than you had in mind in order to achieve a megawatt kind of finger coverage or a larger diameter of earring or necklace pendant, and that in the end is probably going to save you a lot of money versus a traditionally cut stone. One thing to keep in mind is that unlike a standard brilliant cut or any other mixed cut of gemstone, the rose cut diamond really has no standard, so there is a large variety in how you might see them on the market or in different styles of jewelry. So for example, they can come in any shape. You could find them in a cushion or even a pear shape, but with those rose cut facets on the top, those triangular shaped facets, and there really is no standard as far as the amount of facets they might have or their arrangement. So again, there's going to be a large variety, and you might have to do some shopping if you're in the market for this type of stone. Another interesting thing to note is that you can find a rose cut diamond that's actually been faceted on top and bottom. So instead of having the flat bottom with the dome on top, you can actually find the stones with kind of a dome on top and bottom and those triangular shaped facets. Of course, this would be very difficult to put in a setting, but if you find the stone loose, for example, you could always have a custom setting made. It could make for a very interesting pendant because you'd be able to see both sides. Of course, it goes without saying that the rose cut diamond is a very romantic choice, whether you're looking at it as an engagement ring or an anniversary present or any other gift for your partner or for yourself. Of course, it gets its name from the flower, the rose, and this is because with those triangular shaped facets, they look very much like rose petals. And because they kind of have that circular, concentric arrangement, of course, it looks very much like a beautiful rose. We have seen some celebrities choose this as their engagement ring. Very notably, Jennifer Aniston had a very large rose-cut diamond solitaire engagement ring, which was very beautiful. And a little more recently was Lily Collins, who had a bit of a smaller, very classic rose-cut diamond ring, and it was very beautiful, and we have seen it become quite popular after that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more questions about rose-cut diamonds, feel free to put them in the comments below and visit us on our main page at winstongemsandjewellery.com.